Hello everyone, welcome to episode 3 of studying the Helen Armstrong's pattern making manual with Peps Art. So today we'll be talking about dots, how to apply dots on your dresses, why you apply them and what they are used for. So do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you get notified of every time I post a new video. Do not forget, this is a study class and I am your study buddy. Let's get to class. So talking about that, we agreed that that's are essential on our dresses. How are they essential? How do we use them? How do we apply them? This is your basics bodies, your slopper pattern. This is what it looks like. So what are dots for? How do we use them? How do we apply them on this pattern? First of all, a dot is a wedge like line. It's a wedge like line that has a pivot and dart legs. Now let's talk about each of these parts and their functions and other keynotes in between. It's a wedge like line that has a pivot and dart legs that you use in applying fits to a dress to take out excess where it is not needed. That is what the dart functions are. Simply used for fitting, for styling, for removing excess. Now this is what a dart looks like. It usually starts from the bust point and ends at either the waistline or below, depending on what you're trying to achieve. But the dart legs are usually designated to fall on the waistline, while, like we said, the dart begins at the bust points, which is your shoulder to your nipple points, your fullest part of your bust. That is where the dart begins. So the dart usually runs something like so, straight line down, and then the dart legs. Now what is this point? This is the bust point, a designated place on the bust area on the pattern, on the flat pattern that shows the fullest part of your bust. Now what are the dart legs? The dart legs, they are the two lines that show the coverage area of a dart. They show the coverage area of a dart, where the dart stops. If this dart extends towards this place, then the dart legs goes as far as that. Then let's talk about the dart intake. The dart intake is the distance between the mid dart and the dart legs. So what exactly is the dart taking out? Are we together? The dart intake could be 1 inch on both sides, half inch on both sides, 0.25 on both sides, depending on what that is specifically applied to achieve. Then we have the truing. We have truing. In darting we have what we call truing. For example, when a dart is closed, it usually leaves an excess of fabric. This applies mostly on the sides. So when you have your side darts, when you close these darts, you will usually have something like this, like an excess or a breakout from the original lines of your pattern. So when you close it, you have to true. You true by using a straight ruler to redraw your dart line, connecting it to the main bodies. You get to find out how functional this is when you begin to draft an actual basic body. So we've talked about the bust point, the dart legs, dart intake. There are images on this manual. There are images on this manual to show you how each of these things function, how they are drawn, and how useful they are. You also get to experience this more if you join the Telegram class. You will see us apply this in real time. We're also going to talk about blending, truing, and equalizing. Blending. What is blending? Blending is the process of smoothing, shaping, and rounding angular lines along a seam for a smooth transition from one point to the other. Let me explain. For example, when you apply that to a board contour, you have to blend. When you apply that to a bust curve, you have to blend. Okay, let me use the basic bodies since we're not talking about pants right now. For example, when you apply a basic dart, and you want to get your underbust darts, the snatching of your underbust, if you take these lines this way, if you take your underbust dart, it comes out more on the side and a little again on the center front, connected. Sorry, this is at the waist. Your underbust is somewhere around here, so it comes out this way and connects back to the waist, comes out more on your side and connects back to the waist. So this pivoted point where you connect back to your shoulder dart or to your princess dart would always need to be blended. You will always have to blend it so you don't end up having a sharp point on your pattern or when your dress is finished. That is simply what blending applies, what blending means. Then equalizing most times applies on pants. Your pants pattern looks something like this. And so you see these parts, the depth that goes in on here, you do what? You equalize it by using a curve ruler. So the transitioning will be very, very smooth. So what else are we talking about in regards to that? When you begin to practice, you find how functional that can be and how much they matter in your outfits. For the next part, we did skip pattern making terms because it's something that you can easily read through when you get the manual. It's just something you just read to know. So if you do not have this manual, do not forget to send me a message. I told you the manual is available for purchase for just 2,000 naira, and I'm going to send you the ebook so you can go through and read all those other parts. So I'm just here to explain things that are not self-explanatory that you might have difficulties understanding. There are a lot of terms that you should get acquainted with regards to the production terms, people you need in your office, pattern making terms, machines that are necessary in the office. You will need all of this. For example, a grader is mentioned. You need to know what a grader is used for, how it's functional in pattern making, hinge rulers, different things. So do get this manual. You enjoy this class better if you have this manual. So do not forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get new videos every time I upload. So for the next class, we'll be taking form measurements and figure analysis. We know how everybody's body type is not the same, how you cannot have just a specific standard for every body type. So the next class is going to introduce us into form measurement and figure analysis for different body types. Can't wait to see you in the next class. Stay tuned.